Back to a throwback.
Okay. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode of Sisterly Love. Sisterly Love. Sisterly love. Love. I'm Shayna.
I'm Candace. And let's jump right into it with the Remember When. For those of you that don't know, Remember When is the portion of the show where I give a flashback.
Whoa, what was that?
Sound effect. I give a flashback into a memory of old. Maybe childhood or something that maybe you can relate to or listen to. So here's my Remember When, Shayna. I remember when I would wake up on Saturday mornings and would lay on the couch and I would watch the infamous Sally Jessy Raphael.
Wow.
Do you remember
that is so
that
throwback.
show that would come on? It would also have other shows like Ricky Lake or Montel. And I remember, I for some reason, I always think about the episode of Sally Jessy Raphael. And those of you that don't know, she's that woman that was like the white Oprah. And she wore these signature red glasses. And I can remember always the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Sally Jessy Raphael. And then she would come on the show and it would be so cool. And I remember, like, I'm like 6 and 7 years old watching this show. Like, I'm tuned in every week. And I remember Mom would walk through the room and be like, what are you watching? Like, why are you watching that? And I'd be like, this episode is so good. Because I can distinctly remember one episode where they had like the tallest people in the world on her show. And there was like this woman that was like 7'6", or they were documenting the life of this family who had a son who was like almost 8 feet. And of course he had health issues and things like that because of his size. But I just remember being so enamored with that television show for some reason.
First of all, I had no idea you were going here. When you said waking up on Saturday morning, I thought you were about to talk about one Saturday morning or something, or Doug, but you talked about Sally Jessy.
Sally Jessy
And you know
Raphael.
what? Now that you say that, I remember you watching that, and I would always walk by and I'd be like, why?
That show was so interesting. But you know what's something else? Like I said, there are other shows like it, like Ricky Lake, which was another talk show. But do you remember that episode, or excuse me, that commercial that we always would come on and memorize and be like, that big woman, we shade in the summer and, wait, what is it? We shade in the summer and heat in the winter. So get used to it.
Oh my God.
Everybody was clapping like, that's right. She said that. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that commercial. I just think that's so funny. You know what? So now they don't even have talk shows like that. Well, they do. They have like Ellen and The Talk and The Real and things of that nature. But whatever happened to Sally Jessy Raphael and her infamous red glasses?
No, she still rocks the wear red glasses, but I think she's retired. She just took a chill pill. Kind of like Oprah, although Oprah now has her own network. Sally's just thugging.
Okay. Well, that was our throwback for today. Now, in keeping with our topic for this month, we talked about 5 love languages 2 weeks ago. And let me say this. I put this on our Twitter account, but Candace texted me the day our episode went live, and she said, we're switching to bi-monthly? And I said, yeah, we already discussed this. We're switching, to every other week. She said, well, you said bi-monthly and then bi-weekly. So I was like, well, bi-monthly means by like every other week, right? She was like, no. It means every other month. Which I know that. I don't know what I was thinking. So you guys, I heard my intro at the beginning of the episode earlier this month. We are switching to bi-weekly, which means every other week for our podcast show.
Thank you for that clarity.
I just busted out laughing when she sent me that. So anyway, last time we were here, Candace talking, we talked about the 5 love languages, and we kind of more so honed in on how that affects you in relationships and describing what they were and then how to apply them into a relationship or figuring out which one is yours. But since we're just in time for the Thanksgiving holiday, I thought it'd be great to kind of bring that into the aspect of family, like how those 5 love languages can work with your family and building that relationship and making it stronger. Candace and I have a great relationship with our family, but I know that a lot of people don't have the ability to say that same thing. There may be a aunt that's always trying you, or an estranged brother, something going on. And I get it. Not everybody's dynamics are the same. But if you're interested in strengthening your family relationships or just building upon it, I really feel like you can take the 5 love languages into your family and also grow and strengthen it from there.
Amen. So for those of you that were not listening, or maybe you missed it, the 5 love languages are, number 1, or really in no particular order, there is...
Were you doing the mannequin challenge? What just happened there?
No, I didn't want... What was the first one? I know what they are.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter the order. Okay, so it's acts of service, quality time, physical touch, words of affirmation, and... Receiving gifts. Thank you, Sistern. Sistern. Yes.
I wish I could have seen Candace's face when her mind just blanked. I don't know what that was about, but that was funny.
But
crazy. Yes, let's talk about the first one, quality time. Now, like we mentioned, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. As a matter of fact, by the time this episode releases, Thanksgiving should be the next day.
Whoop, whoop.
Because y'all know we release it every Wednesday. So every other Wednesday now. Anywho, a lot of us typically go spend Thanksgiving with our family unless, you're apart from them in a different state and it's too much or too expensive for you to get home. But anyway, most of us go home for Thanksgiving and we're around family. And sometimes that can be an awesome time for us. Others, it can be a headache or cause anxiety because you just don't know what your family's going to say or do and all these things. But I wanted to talk about how quality time can really help a family relationship. Now, we already discussed what quality time is, and it's basically spending time with someone, and you don't have to do anything per se. You can just be sitting there watching TV with them, or you guys can go bowling. You can be playing spades, which for some people, if you don't know how to play spades, don't play with your family.
Get off the table, boo.
They'll cut you off. But anyway, quality time is important for sure to build any family relationship because that's how you strengthen your bond as a family. I can't tell you how many times my family has gone on a family reunion and the memories that we've created, every time we see each other again, it's great to be able to bring it back up and laugh because of that time we spent together, and it's helped grow our relationship, and it creates those moments to where you bond.
So when you in a family where you don't get together as often as maybe you could or should, why don't you take the initiative? I was even talking to one of my cousins this morning saying how I presented the idea to an aunt of ours to start having big holiday gatherings like we used to when we were real little, where everybody would come to my granddad's house. All of his grandchildren would be under one roof. We would spend the night together and then enjoy the holiday the next day. Mm-hmm. And so while we still do that, it's not as large as it used to be because everyone is grown up and kind of scattered about. And so I hope that we can make that happen really soon. But it just starts by someone taking the initiative and making it happen. Quality time. Just getting together, sipping on eggnog, eating turkey, dressing.
Watching
I got beans, potato, lamb, ram.
I can't believe it.
You name it.
You put that song in here. Yes. But that's probably one of the easiest things you can do when you get together is quality time. Just get some board games. I'm telling y'all can play Taboo. Y'all can play Pictionary.
That's the go-to.
I really like that game. But just build memories, build some quality time. And then with that, people, if they were apprehensive, especially if you have somebody new to the family, like someone just got married and their spouse is still trying to warm up, like involve them in your time, like with your relationships and what you guys are doing as a family so that they can feel relaxed and feel free and they can start building memories with you all as well.
I totally agree. What's the next one you want to cover?
Acts of service.
Ooh.
So, hold on, y'all. Let me just tell y'all something. What's funny is I know we released the podcast in January or February of this year, but we started recording actually in November. And our first episode was right after Thanksgiving. And it's so funny because now it's been like a year really officially since we started officially recording for this show. And I bring that up because when Candace and I met to record for after Thanksgiving, one of the things that we both can agree on and we kind of touched on was just the idea of having to clean up after everybody's finished eating. And for us, when we grew up, that was always something that a child did. If you were under the age of 21, after people finished eating, you were responsible for cleaning up the kitchen. Well, now that we're all older, we don't feel like we should still have to do those things, while the much older adults now just sit around and talk and watch games and stuff like that. But I bring that all in because of acts of service with family is a lot of times you can really help the family member, especially the ones that have stayed up all night cooking, by helping in the kitchen, by helping get things set up. Like an act of service is doing something for someone else. It takes a load off of them. And I've just started cooking now for the holidays, and I realize how much of a task it is to cook and then turn around and clean. So if you want to pull your weight sometimes, or you want to help out without having somebody force you, because it's easier to help when you're not being forced to do it. But an act of service you can do is to help set up the table before people eat, or help clean up the table afterwards, or help wash some dishes, or put up food in Tupperware or whatnot. Like an act of service to help those elders in your family that have been in there working all day is to take some of the load off of them afterwards. Candace gives me the side eye, so I would love to hear what she has to say about that.
I have nothing. I'm just going to say, well, bless God. We thank him for those who are committed to those acts of services. However, in our home, in our household, when there are younger cousins than you and there are more of them, don't ask me to do anything. I'm going to eat my sup and get full, and they are going to clean up. I have graduated from that responsibility. I'm grown. I got 2 degrees. Ooh. So you can keep your hands busy on them dishes while I sit back and sip my nog.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that you have to do that per se, but your act of service, Candace, could be to help set the table.
No.
Or to help make the food, if that's the case. So this is Candace's problem. Let me tell y'all something real quick. And we had this discussion about a month or 2 ago. But Candace, I don't know if y'all ever read that book about the hen that was making some bread or cornbread or something for the other animals in the forest. And basically the thing was about how she was making it and nobody wanted to help cook. Nobody wanted to help clean, but everybody wanted to eat and take up of all the work once it was done, like just the fruition of it. Nobody wants to do anything in the process. And that is what Candace is. Candace doesn't want to cook, so she doesn't want to clean. She doesn't want to help set up, but she does want to grab a plate.
Listen, I'm a single adult.
And that's the problem.
Let me come through, let me fix a plate, and let me go.
No.
Rest.
This is family.
Yes, and I love my family. Feed me, Seymour.
So tell her she needs to start getting in the kitchen and doing a little bit of something.
Listen, I'm going to put this out here. Y'all know, like she just said, I don't want to cook. I don't want to clean. So I am taking offers for anybody that wants to come and let me sup with them this Thanksgiving season. Just call me, text me, invite me over. I'll be your date for the evening if you would like me to. You tired of your family asking you when you gonna get married, when you gonna bring somebody over? Call me. We don't have to make this for real, but I'll be glad to stand in the gap. So you gonna
be a rent-a-boo for Thanksgiving?
Rent-a-boo for Thanksgiving so I can get my plate and go.
So you're just gonna eat anybody's food?
It depends on who it is.
But if you don't know them,
of course I'm talking about people that know me, man. How else are they gonna hit me up?
It's not that hard to make something, Candace. I made one of the hardest things last year. I made dressing.
Want to do it.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the people that are making the food get too old?
Then I'll step in. I know my time.
But you're not gonna even know how to make it.
They're not old enough.
But they're not gonna know how to make it.
Yeah, I do. I'm in there. I see what y'all are doing. Just means I don't want to do it.
But what were you going to say about acts of service before we got on this whole tangent?
That was it. You can act like you want to serve.
So is there a way to portray acts of service that you would be comfortable with for family in general?
Yes.
Okay. What is it?
For family in general?
Mm-hmm.
When you see there is a need for someone, fulfill it. No. No. I'd rather move to the next level.
Wait a minute. You have no act of service that you can do for family.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, like, what their love language is. Or not even that. If somebody is in need of something, well, just provide it if you can. If
Okay,
you have
well,
the means
let's go off
for
of
it.
that. Let's talk about acts of service. How can you be a help to someone, a family member in need?
Again, if they had whatever the need is, if you can fulfill it, then fulfill it. If it's within your means.
Y'all, this is clearly not Candace's love language at all. So she doesn't even know how to portray it. I'm gonna help y'all out a little
I'm
bit.
just stuck on this Thanksgiving thing. Like,
move off of
that
Thanksgiving.
bothers me.
Just
don't
move off
ask
to family.
Me. Don't come for me like I'm still a child. Put up food, clean the kitchen. I'm getting out of Dodge. Goodbye.
Anyway,
and don't call me.
An active service, y'all, so we can round
silent.
this up because Candace just an active service you can do for a family. And a lot of times family will do this for you. If they see you're in need, like the time that you might have fallen on hard times, a family member will come around and bring you food. Or they'll come over and help watch your child or something like that while you go to work. Those are different acts of service that people can do for one another. If they see somebody's truly in need and they're trying to better themselves, then there's something that you can do to take off a load off of their plate. That's all I'm saying.
Because their song is Down on My Love.
So we're going to move on to the next love language we want to talk about, and that is words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. This holiday season, if you're anything like me and you go in there to get a plate to sit down and eat, at least if you're not going to clean up, affirm the cook.
Ooh,
let them know how good this turkey is. Oh, how juicy it is. Thank you, Lord, for the dressing.
Who made the potato salad?
Thank you, girl. Never mind, I'm going to keep that comment. We're thankful. Thank you, Aunt, for the sweet potatoes. They're delicious. Ooh, these greens are good. Who made these? Ooh, everything is just delicious. Just affirm these people because, like you said, some of them stay up all night. Some of them get up really early to get it done for you to enjoy. So make sure that you're thanking them and showing your appreciation verbally through your words of affirmations. Notice I said verbally.
Wow.
I didn't put my action behind it. I'm going to bless you with my word.
Oh, you so trifling.
Trifling.
Y'all, please pray for Candace because she has to come out of this.
Deliverance.
But what you can use for words of affirmation outside of the Thanksgiving holiday is that when a family member really opens up and tells you their vision or they're really working on something, affirm them by saying that it's a great idea or you support them if it is indeed a good idea. And, just be a support of it. Because a lot of times, especially when you're working on something, people tell their family before they tell anybody else something that they have in their heart that they want to do or working on or trying to better themselves. So it's important to really be a support system for a family member. Really encourage them, really be by their side. And you can even see, if you feel so inclined, how you could be a help. Where it be you reposting something on your Facebook page or you sharing, you getting the word out. Like with Candace when she is a part of this group Prime. Nonprofit, and just how they're making a change in the community, especially in Jackson, Mississippi, and just how I encouraged her because that's something that she's passionate about, and it's great to have the support of family. It's cool to have outside people saying they commend you, but when it comes from your family, it's just another layer to me, and I just appreciate that. And so words of affirmation can be a great benefit for anybody in your family.
Yeah, and I've done the same for Shayna. She's on her music tip, and when she posts or shares videos of her doing her cover for different songs, I'll repost it, I'll share it, whatever the case may be. And it's funny that she mentioned how when you share things with family, you're doing so because, there's a level of trust there and there's some encouragement that you're wanting or expecting to receive back from them. But we all know sometimes it's not the best thing to do.
Do not.
You can't share your vision with everyone, even family.
That's true. I'm not saying you should.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to flip it for you. Because I've heard this before that it's hardest to get support from your hometown or from your own family because you can go elsewhere and people will be all on you like, yes, that's awesome, keep going, I love what you're doing, it's so encouraging. Yet when you show that same talent at home, you don't get the same feedback and love, and I noticed this personally. I have my own experience. So I coach soccer now. So let me finish. I coach soccer now. Baby. And there was a video that I shared on my Facebook page of the students and I celebrating after our first win. And I sent that video to my siblings in a group text. And nobody texted back. Nobody replied. Okay. I said, all right. So I shared that with you. And now I shared this video with several other people too. And they replied, congratulations, this, that, and the other. But it wasn't until the next day that somebody from my family, my brothers and sisters, replied to say anything. And this is what I said. My response was, you are so late. I sent that video yesterday. And I said, I guess it's true. You could go everywhere in the world and they'll love you, but it's hardest to get support from your own family. And do you know what these folks' response was to me? I liked it on Facebook. You rat.
Tell Candace to grow up. Somebody tell her, please, to grow up and mow her grass.
They don't love
green.
you like I love you.
First of all,
we
have been there all the time for Candace to support her.
When?
Have
you been to a game? Have you been to a game?
You've never told us about a game,
Yes,
Candace.
I
You
have.
haven't told me personally about a game.
Okay.
And the night you told me, I think I had something going
on the website, but okay.
Who did she tell us that? Did she tell us that? You didn't tell me that. Okay, but I didn't know when.
So
you were
why
starting.
isn't your immediate response? Oh, send me a
And
schedule.
then why did you say come see?
Let me see when she's gonna
play.
play.
You never said, "Hey, I would love for you guys to come out and see me."
But
coach
we thank
soccer.
God for the words of
You know
affirmation.
What? No, we're not gonna let you have this set up on this show trying to make us sound like we were evil. First of all, we did respond. It'd be one thing, y'all, if she had sent that and we never said anything, but we did respond.
Day
so you need to
later.
just take what
SpongeBob.
it is.
One day.
You need to take
later.
what it is and know that we still support you, girl. You better grow up. You better grow up. You know you care. You like it when you get them likes on Facebook. So
I don't care.
move
No,
on
I
with
really
this.
don't care
Oh,
about
okay,
that. I just
sure.
posted and move on.
Okay.
Seriously.
All right. Well,
Don't come for
anyway,
me like that.
we
You
still
don't know my life.
love you. We still love you, and we're gonna move on to the next thing. for
Excuse
the
that
love language.
aside.
Candace, let's talk about receiving gifts.
Well, we all know the best holiday to receive gifts is either Christmas or your birthday.
But you don't have
However,
to. Go ahead.
stay humble, please. However, with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up, it's not tradition where you receive or you give gifts, but that's something that maybe you could incorporate is receiving or really giving a gift. Again, going back to showing thanks. And that's what Thanksgiving is, giving thanks. And so one way that you can give thanks is to bless someone, not just with your words, but with a physical gift. What is something that person is in need of? Maybe you're going to your grandmother's house where they're cooking dinner, and maybe they need some oven mitts. Hello, how they going to cook your food and get it out of the oven without those mitts? Come over there, bring some oven mitts, or whatever the case may be, wherever there is a need, find out what it is. And just be a blessing. Show that person that you're thankful for what they've done for you, what they do for you, or what they're going to do. Just be, here we go. I got a song for you. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks. But anyway.
Oh, wow.
My whole point is show thanks to people.
Yes. And going kind of along with words of affirmation, we just talked about that you can give gifts outside of the holidays and the birthdays. Mm-hmm. Again, if a family member was really sharing with you something they're working on, let's say you've had a family member that's had a hard time finding a job and they just recently acquired one and they're super excited about it. They told you about it. How great would it be for you to give them a gas card, like to Kroger or something? Just giving them a gift that says, in a way that you're still supporting them, that you're still listening and paying attention, and that you're here for them. It's okay to give things outside of $50, $60 gifts. You can do things that are tied to what somebody's talked about or somebody's mentioned, something that they're working on. Especially like if they're an artist, buying pencils or buying paint for them, like just feeding into them, and in turn it strengthens your relationship with that family member. And they appreciate it. They don't forget things like that. And so,
especially because it's catered to their gift.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Yes, I agree. Moving on to the last one we're going to talk about, and I saved this one just for you, Candace. Physical touch.
Get out of town, Leroy Brown.
Physical touch when it comes to family. I'm not a big touchy-feely person, but for family, I make allowances. It's something great about seeing your great aunt or your grandma, and they just give you that wholesome hug. Like the one that wraps your whole body, and you just feel the warmth off their body, and it's just transmitting to you, and it's just joy and happiness flowing in the air because they are so happy to see you, and they are embracing you, saying, "Welcome home, prodigal son."
Girl, mow your grass, please. No, but I can totally piggyback off of that. Family, you all know, I expressed this before, my love language, or one of them, is physical touch. And the holiday season is right around the corner. You know, whenever I go anywhere, this is something that I always do. When I go home, I always hug everybody there. When I go somewhere with family, I'm hugging everyone in the room, speaking hello, hello, hello. But I get that even when I walk in the door because I'm a celebrity. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
No, but because I think our family is pretty physical because the kids come and run up to you when you come in, they hug you. Hey,
that's nice too.
Candace.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah, and we have great aunts who, child, you probably haven't seen them in like 2 months.
Try coming in the room and not giving your family a hug. At least for ours, it's gonna be awkward. Like, really, you're just gonna walk up in here and say hey and not hug anybody. Like, that's an aspect of family for us. Is you embrace them, you hug them, you let that great aunt kiss you with her red lipstick and get it on your cheek. Like, you just do that.
Well, yeah, that's what I was getting at when I was saying you have those great aunts who, Shayna's laughing, I know why, but those great aunts who you haven't seen since the family reunion, and their first reaction is a big smile, a hug, and a kiss on the cheek. Oh, we love you so much. We are so proud of you. And that just blesses me.
Of course it will.
And I'm going to be an aunt like that, a great aunt like that, where I'm just hugging on the children, kissing them, blessing them, praying for them.
Peppermints in your purse.
Not the big ones, though.
And dollars to give to every little baby. A little dollar to the 5 and 6 year old.
All right. Okay. So
y'all have at least one auntie or somebody that gives you some money when she sees you. I really feel like you have at least one family member that does that. It could even be some coins, but somebody's giving you something. And if it's not money, then it's a peppermint or some church lady candy. You know, the one that has the strawberry with
yes.
Okay.
Where we don't know where they buy it from.
I don't know where they get that candy
who
from.
Who even makes that?
But when I see it, it just makes me nauseous. Like,
really?
I don't like that candy.
That was my favorite kind.
I do not like that.
Now, they could keep those butterscotch and cough drops.
I take a Werther's.
Oh, no. Oh, is that in the gold wrapper?
Mm-hmm.
What's the one in the yellow wrapper?
Oh, those are nasty. I don't eat those. I don't know what some things are.
They're nasty to me. And then, they have those cough drops, too, that they'll try to give you like it's a piece of candy. Like, your throat was hurting. Don't give me this. My throat doesn't hurt.
Your purse. Don't nobody want that.
Down at the bottom of my purse.
With some lint on it. No.
Girl.
Those are the 5 love languages that you can actually apply to your family. I would love to know if any of you guys take one of those love languages and apply it during this Thanksgiving holiday and how that works out. I'll be very interested. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it. And the next time we're on the show, I'll let you guys know how that went.
Which one are you going to do?
I don't know yet. I'm not going to tell you just yet. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone. But yes, please feel free to let us know what that is. We can share it on the show. Candace, if you want to do it too, that'd be great. Maybe you should try acts of service. Just maybe.
Okay. No. You guys know that you can find us anywhere on social media, in particular Facebook. Just type Sisterly Love, search into the search engine, and our page should pop up, as well as on Twitter at Sisterly Love Pod, P-O-D as in podcast. You can also email your inquiries, questions, and suggestions to sisterlylovepodcast@gmail.com. We are on iTunes. There is an app on your phone called Podcast. Click it. It comes on your phone. You cannot delete it. Click that app, search Sisterly Love. Just hit the subscribe button. It's free of cost, nothing to you. That way you stay up to date with our latest episodes and you're able to leave a review. Now, for you non-iPhone users, shame. Just kidding. But if you have Android or anything else, you can find us on Google Play or Libsyn. Again, that's just typing Sisterly Love, and you can find us there. We love that you listen to us, and we hope that you will continue to do so.
Okay, so we're getting to the last segment of our show. Can you guess it? Can you guess it? Can you guess it? Can you guess it?
All right, Shayna, here we go. I'm going to see if you can guess this dialogue that I'm going to present to you. I'm not going to tell you whether if it's a movie, TV show, whatever the case may be. I just want you to identify it and tell me where it came from, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Let me introduce you to my crew. There's Crawling on the Floor Man, Looking Through Binoculars Man, Calling on the Radio Man. But sir, where is Smokey the Cigarette Man? He's gone to the great toy boxes in the sky. Name that dialogue.
Where you have really truly gone throwback today?
Yes.
That was a commercial that used to come on all the time when we were kids. Did it come on Nickelodeon?
It was no,
Or just
it was
in
just
general?
Mississippi.
But it was about rejecting all tobacco.
Ding 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 ding.
You better tell somebody.
It was part of the Mississippi Youth Tobacco Prevention Initiative in Mississippi. There were obviously, like I said, toy soldiers, and the general was introducing his crew, and there's obviously one missing who had died probably of lung cancer. The point was, kids, don't smoke and stay away from tobacco because it can kill you. Reject all tobacco. You better tell somebody.
Wow.
Took
So
you
I don't
back.
know if some of you guys knew that since it was just for Mississippi. I thought it was actually for the whole nation, but okay. That was
based
just a
on what YouTube said.
Mississippi initiative. Interesting.
Whoop, whoop. Shayna, as always, it's a pleasure sharing this show with you.
So funny.
I hope that you guys have enjoyed listening to us this week, and we hope that you'll listen in again. And until next time, peace in the middle.
Bye, y'all.
Squallow.
Squallow.
Girl.
What does that mean?
Exit. Exunt.
Stage right.
Exodus.